Arsenal Football Club, they are obviously favourites for the league title next season. They are favourites to retain a league title. But what I thought we could do on this video is discuss if there is anybody out there who can actually stop Arsenal. They look relentless. They look like the perfect team. They look like a team ready to own an era. But it doesn't always work like that. So what I thought we could do today is explore just who, if anyone, can stop Arsenal Football Club. Helping me explore it is none other than the wonderful JCC. Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Mate, always a joy. Thank you so much for finding the time. I think it's interesting to do this without an Arsenal fan. Like at one point, I thought this is a good topic to do with an Arsenal fan, but the reason why I think it's better to not is I sort of want the video to be biased. I want it to be, this is why Arsenal won't win the league. Because everything, when I'm rational, when I'm looking at football, when I'm looking at the challenges for the title, when I'm looking at the way that Arsenal look, they look like the most perfect, compact unit ready to retain a league title.
Quite often in football, though, whenever anybody and everybody thinks the same thing, it often doesn't happen. I completely subscribe to the same thought as you. I can't see right now a team stopping them. But they do have some flaws in the team, and they haven't improved yet. I mean, Bruno G is probably going to get done any second, which massively improves Arsenal. But I still feel like there's some holes in the team with Saliba being injured, and maybe that left wing side really isn't Premier League win. I mean, the fact Arteta won the league with that front three is so impressive to me. They definitely need to improve up front. They need some more goals. So.
Yeah, I see. This is the problem, though. I think that what they are now is not far off the perfect unit, and you might be right. You might be able to explore and dissect a world in which there is a flaw here and there. Maybe you can find a position where they don't have the strength or the depth or whatever else, but there isn't really, at least in my opinion, the heir to the throne.
That's it.
There isn't the obvious contender. Like if Pep Guardiola was still in the league, you could go, oh, maybe if Arsenal if Arsenal don't find rhythm, if Arsenal don't find form, if Arsenal find the pressure of being champions a little bit daunting, maybe there is a chink in the armour. But looking at it now, you're like, okay, Arsenal could be flawed, but they're still the best team in the land.
That's the issue. The teams around them are just pretty rubbish, respectfully, or they're in rebuilding phases. I think you said there with Pep Guardiola, Roy, if Pep's still in the job, it becomes a flip of a coin between City and Arsenal. It definitely does. But the fact Maresca's there, the fact they've lost Bernardo Silva, John Stones, potentially Rodri, I mean, that's just absolutely massive. They haven't got any better at the time of recording, so it does feel like it's Arsenal's, but I think it's important we explore some of the flaws that are in this Arsenal team and also discuss, can they play the same way? Can they play this bullish style of football set piece? Will teams have caught up? Do they need to, as defending champions, play a football at a level that isn't what some people would call...
My guess is they will evolve. My guess, look, it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. I think they'll still have that robust quality, and so they should. Right, it's part of what made... You know, when people go, set piece again, or set piece FC, or whatever it was. Yeah, that's good. It shouldn't be your only attribute.
Yeah.
Set pieces are a huge part of football, and you'd be foolish to say, oh, you rely on set pieces. Yeah, so we should. Like you're stingy when, you don't concede many goals. Yeah, great.
How much does getting over the line change a team's philosophy down to the bone? I mean, you're perfectly placed for this with Chelsea. When you won your first league title...
I think a lot.
When was your first Premier League title? What
05.
year? After that, it was like the monkeys off the back, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we really did need that first one in the way that Arsenal did. Obviously, we had to wait a lot longer. We had to wait 50 years. They had to wait 22. But for them, 22 is 50.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? For them,
yeah, it's the same thing.
So I think what will happen is Arteta needed the first one, and he needed to get it any way possible. And what people have been very quick to forget, or conveniently forgotten because of their position with regard to Arsenal, is that Mikel Arteta in his first few seasons at Arsenal actually played some very exciting, entertaining, liquid football. It was very fluid. There was that season, wasn't there? I remember they played away at Bournemouth very early in the season. I think they won 3-0. Odegaard had a great game, linking up with Gabriel Jesus, and it really was that meandering quality of football that Arsenal fans became very accustomed with under Arsene Wenger.
Oh yeah, Gabriel Jesus looked like Messi.
Yeah. But then it obviously all went a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
They didn't win the league. He was seen, Mikel Arteta, as being a B-Tech version of Pep Guardiola. He was lambasted as being so. Then he comes up with his own vision, and then he's lambasted for doing that. But now he's a league winner. They are the most dominant team in the league. He is the best manager in the league. They are clear favourites. They have a settled squad. So now I think there will obviously be a spine and a rigidity and a robust quality to this Arsenal team. but I think there will also be an element of sparkle and magic.
Yeah, well, I think we should look at some of the potential title rivals in this. I think it's still the big names. You've got Liverpool to start. Iriola coming in. I've been quite vocal with you actually off camera of Liverpool's potentially bad season on the horizon. Now you're a massive fan of Iriola. You know, we've just ranked our managers, our best and our worst managers, and Iriola is very high on your list. I think he's done an amazing job with Bournemouth, but I think coming into this Liverpool team, if it wasn't a big enough jump already, I mean, to me, Raw, they need a centre-back, they need a right winger, potentially another centre midfielder, potentially another right-back. I'm not totally sold on Kirkes at left-back. Left wing, if Gakpo leaves, they need to replace there. And then they solo up front with Ekitike's injuries, Isak. You know, it's a bad time to go into Liverpool.
Nah, John, everything you've said about Liverpool there is accurate. But it's only accurate if you go worst-case scenario. Like you said, you weren't sure about Kirkes, and you're right. But Kirkes displayed form that made him a key target for the champions of England under Iriola. Iriola has now been reunited with Kirkes. So I think it's fair to say that the left side is going to be fine. Then you spoke about all of the holes in the squad. You would have said exactly the same thing about Bournemouth last year when Howson went to Real Madrid, when what's his name went to Paris Saint-Germain, Kepa Arrizabalaga went to Arsenal, Kirkes went. Everybody went everywhere. So you go, oh, they're going to lose. You know, there's a hole in the squad here, hole in the squad there, and then they finish 6th, which is mental.
It's mental. It's such an achievement. But you're talking about jumping to Liverpool here. So it was already a hard job. Let's say Liverpool were in a great place. They were where they were 3 years ago, and Iriola got the job when Slot did. I think you'd look at it and go, gosh, still a big step up. Now it's a big step up, and Iriola might be the man.
He's so ready though.
No, what you said is totally right. He's gone into a team at Bournemouth where they lose their best players and they get better. And that's effectively going into this Liverpool team. He's got to do the same job. But it's Liverpool, man. It's the first or second biggest club in the country.
There's no such thing as a guarantee in anything, but certainly not in football. But Iriola is so primed, ready. He's like a coiled spring, ready to launch into a job of this magnitude. Like, I'm so convinced.
Let's hope so for Liverpool's
sake. I just think he's amazing. But also, if Liverpool... Look, you flagged everywhere it went wrong. If you're an Arsenal fan, and if you're an Arsenal fan, comment, actually. Let me know what you think to this. But if you are an Arsenal fan in this situation, I don't think your primary fear is Liverpool. But I think you're certainly aware of Liverpool and aware that if it lands, if it goes well for them, I don't think it's obscure to say Liverpool win the league.
Again, Liverpool fans, let us know.
Okay. So you know when you did all of that, where it went wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the alternative? Alisson has a season of his life, right, which he's capable of doing.
Another one.
Alisson finds serious form. Virgil van Dijk, serious form. Szoboszlai continues in exactly the same vein, and Alexander Isak becomes the player that he was at Newcastle, where he's doing that to everyone.
Yeah,
Alexander Isak becomes that. Then Hugo Ekitike comes back in January and is like a brand new signing, scores 15 goals just from January onwards, and then maybe one or two signings arrive.
Yeah.
If all of that happens, of course Liverpool as an institution are ready to win a league title. They are title winners. This time last year they were league winners.
Yeah. But I think we're on two very different ends of the spectrum, and I think what will likely happen will be a middle ground where Iriola's a great manager. He'll secure them top 4, and I think in the position that Liverpool are in, that's a good season. I just don't see a world in which all of those things, all the stars align, Liverpool come out as Premier League champions over this pretty dominant Arsenal team last year.
Okay, pretend you're an Arsenal fan for a moment. Who are you scared of? Because Arsenal fans, the reason we're making this video is because off camera you and I were talking, and we both basically went, it's a tap in for Arsenal this year, which is why we've decided to come together and see if we can explore it and almost learn and have a didactic experience from some of the people watching who might be able to shed some light. If you were an Arsenal fan, you don't think it's going to be a tap in, because that's not how football fans think. You might think you'll win the league, but you think there'll be twists and turns to come. You think that there'll be a major challenger. You think that somebody is going to run you ragged and run you into the ground, and ultimately you might reign supreme, but it's not going to be easy. Who is that person from an Arsenal perspective?
City.
Still.
It's Haaland, actually. You asked me who the person is. It's Haaland. It's
think?
Erling Haaland,
Do you think they're looking at City just going, like the institution of City, Haaland as the personification?
Yeah, we're quick to forget that, City still got over the line in the Cup against them. Like, this is a team that have been dominant for a decade plus.
Yeah, they never lost to Arsenal.
It's a team with the best striker in the world up front. It's a team that, if they can keep hold of Rodri, it's a whole different conversation. But at the time of recording, he's still there. They're in a transition, but the squad at City is still in a great place. And I think if you're Arsenal, they have to be your biggest threat. They have to be. I mean, We can explore Chelsea, and I'm sure we will.
See, I don't see it with City. I could be wrong, but I just don't think Enzo Maresca is capable of running Mikel Arteta into the ground. I just don't think he is capable of negotiating a Premier League campaign and taking City to Champions. Like Enzo Maresca, the most generous I can be, I think he's a top 4 manager. I don't think he wins a league title. That could be wrong, because Man City as an institution can win a league title in the way that Liverpool on a slot was present, but the institution won it.
Sure.
But you think they'd be worried about City the most? Do you think they'd be worried about anyone else? Like, do you think Arsenal fans would be worried about... Like, can Chelsea win the league?
I think they'd have an eye on Chelsea, because Xabi Alonso in the UK is a bit of an unknown. He's managed Real Madrid. It went wrong for him, but I think he got a bit unfair. He got a bit of unfair sort of treatment at Real Madrid. He didn't do as bad as everyone thought. And when they left, like the numbers prove, they actually were in a great spot, and they obviously fell off a cliff a little bit. But Xabi Alonso's success in Germany should not be forgotten. I mean, he won like a treble with Leverkusen. He went unbeaten in the season. He plays a system that I think is going to be exciting. A system we've sort of seen at Chelsea in the past a little bit, that back three. I think the players they're signing are exciting. I mean, Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck are interesting. I want to get your thoughts on both of them.
They're not bad. Look,
I'm not sure they're
do you know why we can win a league?
The Premier League winners.
Let me tell you why we can win it, and why Arsenal fans might be slightly scared. I concede it's unlikely, by the way, but we're exploring. Morgan Rogers, Cole Palmer, Esteval, João Pedro, Danny Welbeck. As front options, goal-scoring options.
Does Danny Welbeck put fear into an Arsenal team? I mean,
Danny
he left
Welbeck
Arsenal 7 years ago.
He might put fear into an Arsenal team, not necessarily by playing them, but maybe. Like, he's going to play 15 minutes if we're 1-0 down. He's going to play 15 minutes if we're 1-1.
Mate, I don't think...
João Pedro, Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, with Esteval to come back, is what should strike fear into opposition. Like, if it goes well, if Xabi Alonso, and this is often a manager's responsibility, isn't it? Get the best out of your get the best out of your players. If Xabi Alonso can help Cole Palmer become one of the best in the league, if Cole Palmer can link up with Morgan Rogers and their friendship can become a footballing romance, if João Pedro does what he does, that front three alone, with the supporting cast of Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Lacroix now at the back, a lot's going to have to go well. But I think if you're an Arsenal fan, whilst it might not be your primary fear, I think you're keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, I think it would be a big shock to me if Xabi Alonso doesn't get Chelsea in the top 3. That would be a big shock to me. But the credentials he's proven, I still just don't think that attacking lineup is the force that you've presented it as. Like, it's not City. That's still not City to me. Haaland outweighs all 5 of them.
It's better than City. It's better than City apart from Haaland, though.
Do you think if Foden can find his form, though? Like, we've seen Foden win Player of the Season before. I know he's not that player anymore.
Time ago. That was before Germany, mate. We've just had another World Cup.
I know, but I understand that he's not in a great place. But new manager, fresh start, it might just go right for him. If Foden and Haaland, Haaland get a connection, if they become the De Bruyne, Aguero, if that somehow comes...
You've been saying that for 3 years.
I know, but if that somehow does happen, that's more effective than anything that you've just said between Rodgers and Palmer.
I think Rodgers and Palmer... If Rodgers and Palmer work, it could be brilliant. Like, it could be really devastating.
It could be, but it's not Haaland, Foden on top form. If those two link up together, that's Enzo Maresca's job, I think, coming into this City team.
What about Manchester United? Adam McCullough will tell you that 21's coming.
I've heard him say that. I've known him about 7 years.
And
I think I've heard it every year.
Every single year. Dozens of times. Dozens of times in August, every single year.
Michael Carrick did a fantastic job, but they ended up playing one game every 10 days. They were out of every cup competition. He came in when Ruben Amorim had basically sunk the ship, and he just went, right, what's going on here? Let's do the opposite. Let's put Kobbie Mainoo in his right position. Get rid of this back three nonsense. It's not like Chelsea where you've had history under Conte of playing that back three. You can't play a back three at Manchester United. Michael Carrick did well. He became the most successful manager on the points per game since he came in last season, but I just think it's a step above Manchester United that at this point. They should be top 4, but it's to win the league is tough.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win it, but I think they're one of the teams that can win it if Arsenal don't. So maybe that's where this video needs to focus. So we've spoken about City, but we found frailty. We've spoken about Chelsea, but we found vulnerability. We've spoken about Manchester United, but we've spoken about a prematurity. Is the reason that Arsenal don't win the league, if they don't, more about them? Are they potentially going to press a self-destruct button? Are they potentially not making the right manoeuvres in the transfer market?
Yes, and I think it's also adding to that injuries. We've seen Rice basically crawl for a World Cup, not look himself. Saka basically not be fit. Saliba we know is going to be out for a few months at least. That's the spine of their team gone, effectively.
Yeah, Rice I think is the most important conversation here. Because Rice has played so much football. He has been so instrumental in everything that England have done over multiple tournaments. Is it fair to say this? It is unsustainable. Declan Rice cannot play the amount of minutes. He cannot have the season that he had for Arsenal last year, next year. He can't.
Yeah, I hear it. It's too much football.
But then I suppose they bought Bruno Guimaraes, so that
if
point's
Bruno
blown out.
In, that's going to help.
Zubimendi's already there. Like Mikel Merino's there. Lewis Skelly's a midfielder now. Like
we don't know.
It's impossible.
We don't know the fitness of Saka and Rice, but I think it's fair to say, from my perspective, that Saliba, Saka, and Rice are their best 3 players, and if they aren't fit, that could hurt them.
Yeah,
and it has to hurt.
What about this as a problem? I stand by this. Arsenal fans don't like me for this one, but I think that Victor Gyökeres came in to solve a particular problem. The problem that he came in to solve was the fact that Arsenal didn't win a league 2 years in a row was because they didn't have a striker. Gyökeres came in to solve that problem. I know they won the league, but I maintain that he hasn't solved that problem.
I think he did enough. I think he gets unfairly chastised for it. Yeah, mate, he scored 20 plus goals. He wasn't great by any means. He wasn't the player that they thought they were getting. But I think if you take Victor Gyökeres out of that team last year, they clearly don't win the league. So effectively he did his job. They don't win the league. He scored important goals.
I don't know if I agree with you. I think he's so bad, John. I really do.
He's not that bad.
I really do. I think he'd be a great striker at Everton. I think look.
You might be right.
You know when
there,
we're talking about Bruno Guimaraes and Declan Rice and potentially Vinicius Junior and Bukayo Saka and Gabriel and whoever else. What we're talking about here is some of the best footballers not in the country, in the world. I don't even think Victor Gyökeres is one of the best strikers in the capital. Like, I just don't see it. Like, whatever you think of Chelsea are frail at the moment. Victor Gyökeres doesn't get in our team. Danny Welbeck's better than him.
I think he gets it.
João Pedro's definitely better than him.
João Pedro, I'd say, is better, yeah, for sure. But I think he gets unfairly criticised, mate. I don't think that's an issue that they need to focus on this summer. So you're saying that if they go get someone like Julian Alvarez?
I'm trying to explore reasons why they don't win the league. And I wonder if Victor Gyökeres, despite being...
Gyökeres and Havertz up front.
A lack of goals. A lack of goals is the problem.
I think the focus is the left-hand side, mate, for me. They need a world-class left winger. So I think Arsenal, right now, if they want to prove that they're a serious club, and by serious...
Go sign Alvarez.
If you want to win 3 out of the next 4 Premier
European
Leagues,
Cups.
Well, I think it's left wing. I think you've got to go get Barcola, Vinny, somebody like of that ilk that you go... All these other teams we've discussed are in transition. Chelsea, City, United, they're not the teams that they once were. They could comfortably go and win 3 out of the next 4 league titles if they have a front 3 of Saka, Vinicius, and honestly, Alvarez or whoever up front.
Oh yeah, then I'd agree.
But this is what Man City have done so well.
Yeah,
they've gone out and they've just spent the money.
If they sign Vinicius Junior, I mean that is the biggest. Yeah, then it's over. Then this video isn't even made.
I think it's the biggest Premier League signing ever.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they'll have to break the transfer record for him, but as a superstar, as a player, like
he's the second best footballer in the world in his position.
Behind
Scalia.
Okay.
And that's looking at football over the last 18 months, 2 years.
Yeah, I think
if you look at football over the last 5 years, he's the best in the world in his position, was robbed of a Ballon d'Or, and was a starlet of a Brazil team in a World Cup year, and has won 2 European Cups, and was the poster boy for Real Madrid. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a tap in to try and get him, but it's whether he's just using it to get a contract, we don't know.
This is...
Spurs?
Tottenham can't win the league.
Okay.
Tottenham can't win the league. I think they're going to... Annoyingly, I think Tottenham are going to have a really good season.
You just can't win the league.
They can't win the league, but they're going to have a really good season. De Zerbi, they're not... I'll tell you what they're not anymore. They're nobody's punchline. They're capable this year. De Zerbi won't allow... They're a serious club now. The line in the sand between the Levy era and the Lewis era is there for all to see. Mate, Tonali. I think Robertson's a great signing. Van Hecker. It's proper footballers, man.
Yeah.
And De Zerbi's a serious guy.
Yeah, he is. But it's Arsenal, isn't it?
But it's Arsenal. After all that, who's going to win the league?
Arsenal.
Painful. Thank you for watching this video. Do us a favour, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Please give this video a like, and before you go anywhere, make sure that you subscribe to JCC. The link is in the description below. You will see exactly where to go, and make sure that you click that subscribe button. We're also partnered on this video, so go and say hello over there. Hope you're subscribing here as well, and we will see you in a bit. Ta-da!